This is the JCC pumproom with a 3X LCG and a single X LCG. And the power supplies and the control boxes for both units. There is the TMI automation system that controls and regulates the pH and the chlorine via ORP control. TMI has a phone modem in the controller to support the facility. We are presently making chlorine. There are our 4 sensors. I'm sitting with Stephanie Johnson, who is the Aquatics Director of the JCC in Bridgewater, New Jersey. Sarah, could you tell us a little bit about your job, a little bit in responsibilities, and the facility that you manage?
Well, I'm the Aquatics Director here at the JCC. I've been here for 10 years, so my responsibilities include everything that an Aquatic Director does. The majority of my job is responsibility of the chemicals of the pools, both our indoor pool and our outdoor pool. We have an indoor pool that runs year-round. We service over 1,600 families here at the JCC. So I do anything from the chemicals to the pools to the programming for the JCC, some swim coaching, swim lessons, things like that.
Great. Just before I turned the camera on, you were talking about the different types of sanitizers. You've gone from chlorine to bromine, and then you decided that you needed to take a look at salt. Was salt just a result of going through the others? Why did you choose salt in particular?
Well, I read a lot of the aquatics magazines, Timothy, and the vogue or what the technology is moving to is salt. So it had piqued Robert's and I's, the maintenance director's interest. So we said, well, why not salt? You know, so we looked at the different alternatives. Like you said, we've run the gamut of chemicals. We went from chlorine to bromine back to chlorine, and this time it was just, we just have a major problem. We just could not get rid of our chloramines, and we needed a solution. Otherwise, we were having a lot of our swim team families were going to leave our facility, and that impacts us negatively. So we had to make a change, and it, you know, after doing our research, it was the best change, you know, that we ever made.
Yeah, okay. Then, of course, you decided to do salt. You started to do your investigation process, and you probably didn't find a whole lot of alternatives or different types of systems out there.
No.
Can you tell us a little about that process of discovery, and then as to why did you choose TMI, who happened to be 3,000 or 2,000 miles away from you?
Well, we did our research, like you said. We looked into the other competitors in the market, consulted a few local pool companies, and we actually spoke with Steve Becker at JCC Association, and he said, this company, you know, is moving to the status of preferred vendor. You know, why don't you talk to them? So we talked to you. You know, we talked to everybody at TMI, and we just really loved the experience that we had with TMI. The support there was excellent. You guys were there to answer every question every step of the way. It was a long, tedious process for us, and I'm sure for yourselves, but we are just ecstatic with, you know, the decision we made, and with TMI, they offered us the best option there was, and if I had to do it again, I would go the same way.
So you've answered both my second questions, which were, how is your experience with TMI? And obviously that's been a good one, and that's great for TMI, and you would use us again.
Absolutely.
Stephanie, I want to thank you for all of your hard work to make this successful. You've been an absolute delight to work with.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Morning, Robert.
Good morning, Tim.
I'm here with Robert Wojohuskey. Robert, I'd like you, if you have a few seconds, just to explain your position at the JCC Bridgewater and what your responsibilities are.
Sure. At the JCC in Bridgewater, I'm the Director of Maintenance. At our complex here, we have 13 acres. I run indoor-outdoor swimming facility. I have a gymnasium. I have a school program from toddler up to kindergarten. with about 140 kids in enrollment. Then we have a summer camp that comes in the summer, and we're up to about close to 500 kids in the summer.
Per day?
Per day.
Per day for 2 weeks, right?
Oh, no, for 2 months.
For 2 months?
For 2 months.
Okay, challenging 2 months.
So we stay awfully busy in this facility. Other than me being the director, I'm also very hands-on with my position.
Correct.
So I do a variety of, a lot of the projects that normally most facilities probably sub out to people.
Right.
I tackle them on
Yourself.
my own.
Well, that's a good lead into the way that you tackled the installation. I know that prior to pulling the trigger and going ahead with the installation, you had some reservations, and you asked to have someone come on site.
Correct,
Can you talk to
yes.
that?
After we started getting more involved with going through with doing the conversion from chlorine to salt, I was, new system,
Right.
not much, I want to say, knowledge of what was going on, okay?
Right.
Mechanical-wise, plumbing was no problem, but the background knowledge of, the major setup of this, a small pump room, a lot of hurdles to,
Right.
you hooked me up with
Bill
Mr.
Priest.
Bill Priest, right?
Correct.
And he came down from Virginia, I guess it
Yes.
was, and spent a couple hours with me, and we sort of sat down, and he drew me up some type of a plumbing schematic and answered some of my questions on piping the new system in. And after I got that, made me more comfortable, and then we pulled the trigger and we went full steam ahead with it.
And how was your support from TMI during that process?
Oh, TMI was great. Anytime I called, somebody on their end either answered the phone and talked to me directly or got right back to me with any of my questions I had.
If other JCC facilities directors called you and asked you if they should go ahead with this, what would your answer be?
I would go give them the thumbs up.
Wonderful. Robert, thank you.
You're welcome.